Hello everyone, today on Homeside Duo we're going to replace the drain in our guest bathroom. We're going to put in this nice new one. It's got a little stopper in it, a little cover plug if you need a new one. It's up to you. And we're also going to put in this little hair catch. This hair catch has a little basket. You'll love that, and I'll show you why here in a second. So ours has been in there for about 20 years now. It's stuck, and I'll show you a couple ways to get that out. I'll show you some tools that if you need to, you can purchase in case it really gets bad, and then we'll go from there. Okay, in the center of these drains there's a cross, and one of the legs on this is broke. So we're just trying to see how to get this out. They make a key that goes in here, and a wrench will do fine too, but trying to see just how stiff it was going to be. The one leg did break, but it started to move. So let me show you how we did this. Now we did spray this down with a little PB blaster. You can use WD-40. I just want something to lube it up just a little bit. So you can see as you pull this stuff out, there's hair and drains. That's just nature of the beast. So we'll get that out of the way. Stick your wrench down inside there. Now a lot of your instructions say use a pair of pliers or something. If you put this in there, hopefully it doesn't keep breaking. I can hear it wanting to pop. Now they make a tool, and I'll put it in the descriptions, that actually will fit down inside of this diameter, just in case all those little keys break, and that allows it to be extracted as well. So I'm just using a 5/8 wrench and a large crescent wrench. Just unthread it. Now this one went in 20 years ago, so it's got plenty of ugly down inside of there. Now, part of the reason why we're doing this. Okay, so this is the nasty part of the job. Everything's clean. We want to make sure there's nothing in the drain. Now, if you want to clean your drain out, they make these handy little, this little flimsy piece of plastic. And you'd be amazed on how much hair these things will pull out. Looks like it had been done recently. But, well, fortunately, there's nothing in there right now. But these little pieces do an amazing job of cleaning out sinks. So with that, we're going to get the plumber's putty. This is kind of, so you just take it and just roll out a small length of it. Kind of like going back to playing with Play-Doh. Most of this is going to get scraped off later. But then we just put it around this opening, and this is just going to be a seal. That's all it is. Right? So most of this is going to get smashed out. But don't worry about it because it's not that expensive. This is how it's meant to be used. Alright, so we're going to open this up. Okay, so we have our drain. We have our drain, and we got to be able to tighten it up, so we got to take the stopper off. So there's a screw in here. Just take your little screwdriver, your multi-tool, unlock it. That screw locks in on that little flange. So we're just going to put this in here. We're just going to unscrew that piece. Don't drop it down the drain. Just take it. It'll screw in once you get started. Now you can just take your screwdriver and the end of the box end wrench, and you'll notice my big old hands aren't in the way. As you screw this in, plumber's putty starts oozing out. Now this thing doesn't have to be ridiculously tight. Just snug it up. That plumber's putty will do the rest. And then the plumber's putty will just come right out. You can always clean it out. And that way you get a nice new drain. So screw your centerpiece back in. Once again, don't drop it down the drain. Just screw it in. It doesn't have to be super tight. Your plunger will go right back on. And then just lift it up a little bit. You can get to this screw. You can feel if that screw is actually in that little slot. Just snug it up. That way, when you want it to plug, it'll just drop. If you want it to stay up, you just kick it off the side a little bit. That way, if you're taking a bath or shower, it's ready to go. The kit also has a new cover, so if you want to replace the cover, we can do that as well. So the kit has a new cover. Since we've got the new hardware, we might as well put it in. Okay, so we're just going to unscrew this. I'm going to change this cover since we got the hardware. Okay, we're going to replace this old 2-screw version with a single. And it comes with an adapter and a new screw, but you have to reuse the old screws to hold it on. The screws might be a little too chewed up. Okay, so let's go find out if we got any new screws in the garage. Okay, so I didn't have actual same type screws, but it had these flatheads. They're 1/4 20. They'll work just fine. So as a little tip here, build yourself up a little screw pile, so every time you get a screw that maybe not like this one that's all chewed up, but set it aside, you'll probably end up using it again. Alright, so let's go get it put together. Okay, so let's get this thing cleaned up. Once again, I'm just using that isopropyl alcohol. So it's just so that if you overfill the tub, the water will go down in here and not run out. That's the only thing these covers are for. On the bottom of the cover, it's got this opening to allow water to run down inside of it. The new screws take an Allen wrench. It's what I had. So what I would suggest is just go down to the hardware store and take your old screw with you. Now this cover was made where I could have used the old screws, because this piece actually sits proud on the tub, but they were just too bad. Let's tighten it up a little bit. And once again, this stuff doesn't have to be, stupid tight. You don't need torque wrenches. Just finger tighten. Just keep in mind, you're bolting into plastic. Those screws are in a plastic fitting on the back side, and if you get a little too overzealous, you're going to break it. You'll feel it snug up. You tighten one, it might need to tighten on the other. Once again, we're not going to over tighten these screws. And then the new one comes with the fancy new screw. It's a nice time to, if I had a cordless, at least have it with me. So make sure that this opening, make sure that's on the bottom. If it's on the top, your tub won't overflow right. So just snug it up, and that's the install. Okay, second drain we're putting in is we're putting that hair catch into our shower drain. You should just be able to pop this right out. So, yep, pops out, and it's a shower. So guess what? There's stuff in it. So let's get this cleaned out, and we'll put the cover on. This is always a gross part about a drain. So we got, once again, these clean outs. Push them down inside. If there's any hair in there, usually it'll bring it out. Right, get stuck. Reach down there and clean it out. Nothing to be proud about there, but it's part of life. I'm going to take and wipe this off with a little alcohol again. We'll just clean this. And here's a little tip I like to use. This is the cleaner you use for your hands after you work on a car. Now obviously you're not going to go grab your best toothbrush, but to keep your old toothbrushes around, now these shower drains don't require the plumber's putty like the other ones do, because they've already got the seals built into them. Now what I like about this little kit is this little catch basket goes in, right? And when you have hair, it may give you a couple. They give you a couple more to change it out with, right? So let's put it on. So let's get these little snaps. Let's see, there's little catches right here. So these little areas is where this drain will snap in. So we'll snap this in. So that just snaps in this little basket. It just goes in the center. And when it comes time to clean out, the hair comes out, all the hair comes out. And then you periodically change these little catch baskets. And I wish they made one of these for the other tub. But this is a pretty slick little insulation. You can buy just these baskets too. I bought all this at Lowe's. So that's just putting a drain in the shower. It's pretty easy. Shower drains are pretty simple. Alright, so with that's putting a new drain in the shower. We'll put a new drain in the bathtub. Your basic plumbing needs. Showed you how to clean out a drain as well. So that was putting a new drain in our tub, which should be right around here somewhere, and a new drain in our shower, which I'll put a picture of over here. It's a pretty easy job to do. You just got to go through the steps, and there is some instructions on the components you buy. Once again, all this stuff's available at Lowe's or Home Depot or whatever hardware store. It's all pretty common stuff. Everybody has a shower and a tub most places. So if you have any questions or anything you want to see, leave them in the comments below, and I'll address it. If we can do a video on it, we will. And I'll put any tools that we had to have in the notes as well. Any specialty tools in case something really goes wrong as a suggestion for you as well. So with that, another edition of Homeside Do I, shower drains. And with that, we'll see you in the next video.